Boys, I promise you one tutorial per month. And here it is, boys. Here we go. They were making a how do I explain, like a more of a this sun, Japanese sun type of design that we're going for, and it's pretty interesting. So we're gonna it's actually pretty simple, and we're probably gonna make this as fast as I can because they do better. And when you start out, you want to make your file new, 3000 by 1000 pixels. Press OK. Doesn't matter the resolution, 72, 300. You choose. It doesn't really matter. Anyway, the first thing we're gonna do is, I'm lazy. You could do these by hand, but I actually got like the Japanese sun to actually get the effect because it has the nice going out, and I don't have to use my mind for it. But it really depends. Like the other videos, you have to find a actual, just like a transparent image. If you don't want to do that, you go to Google. Okay, so you go to Google, you type in, let's say like you want to go to this girl. You go to images, you click on these tools, and then you click on color, click transparent, and it comes up. For example, this one, and you save image as, make sure it's a PNG, drag it onto there. Pretty simple. Once you get that, we're gonna also make sure you have this flag here. At least I wanted to have the flag, because you can do it by hand easily, but I'm just fucking lazy. Anyway, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this polygon tool that's in the top left corner here. We're surrounding the rectangular tool. You grab that, and you click like right at the edge, and you just literally bring it. After making a new layer, all you gotta do is take a brush tool, make sure it's a hard brush, and it'll just color it in. Make sure the layer's above the images so it goes over the Japanese flag. Next thing to do is you do this for all of them. After you finish all the lines going out, what you're going to do is just get rid of this. You don't even need this image anymore because you're done with it. You only want it on this, for example, the left side. Basically, the side that has more, you want to have the sun like stripes from. I don't want like on this side because then it adds like a little, like this little weird in to it that I don't want. I wanted to make it your eye going out like this, which travels more to the text rather than in this weird negative space corner. And preferably the person that you pick out, I would rather have it like over here, but this image came with a little cutout, and basically unless I draw this in, I literally can't have this there. So I have to keep it over here, and I don't want to render out a random image because that takes too much time and it's not that much worth it for me right now. Anyway, but this image is good, but make sure you have that. I preferred more over here, so like this has more space for an image. So the next thing we're going to do is we're actually click on the magic wand tool. Make sure you click on the layer that we just made for the stripes, and you click outside of it. This will make it so you could color it like this. However, before we do that, we're going to go to select, modify, expand, and make sure it's expanded by 2 pixels, and then make sure it's on a new layer. Doesn't matter what color you use. I'm going to use a red just because so you get to differentiate it. However, it doesn't really matter because we're not going to be using these colors anyway. After that, you have that done. Next thing you have to do is find images. And in this example, on this last example, what I did was these ones, I had multiple different smaller cropped images, while on the other ones, I had larger all the way to the top images, which I'm going to try to do again for this one. Maybe because I'm lazy, but I did like how it looks. It might look better with this collage on going every single one. However, I am a lazy person. But anyway, we're going to get to that. I've already actually imported my photos that I'm going to use, and we're going to start off with the top one. Before we continue, this layer with the black that we made, make sure you press Ctrl J on it so we have a duplicate on this layer. Then we're going to drag this to the top under your main figure, but turn it off for now. We'll come back to it later. So once you select your photos, at least I did this one at a time. However, I already made the last one before I did this one, so I have an idea of the photos I'm going to use. So in the order I want to do it in. So I just have them all ready for me to do. However, I did do this when I was making the original one. I made it so like I put one image in there. Like, okay, that looks good. Go find another one, put another one in there, and did it like that. I think it's probably better to do it that way, or you can just get it all in bulk and choose while you're actually in Photoshop. It's whatever floats your boat, basically. The first thing you're going to do with the images, how you do this, is you go to the layer. So this layer with the black, right click on it, and click create clipping mask. This will make it so it connects to the stripes that you created with the polygon tool. And you literally are going to resize the image, make it fit, make it look nice, and then call it a day. I'm going to rasterize it and then just erase that part. So basically you do that for every single stripe there is. So I'm going to speed it up, but that's all you have to do. So once you're done with adding all your images in for that specific layer, we're going to go back to the layer that we duplicated before you started doing this and turn it back on. What you're going to do is you're going to right click on it, click blending options, and then we're going to go over to color overlay. Here you should pick a color that you want to work with, be the primary color of basically this thing. And I'm going to pick this red that is on her little bow tie. I'm gonna press OK. OK, make sure the opacity is at 1%, 100%, blend mode, normal. And what we're gonna do is take the opacity and lower it down. Next thing we're gonna do is go back to that one layer we made before that should probably color a different color perhaps, and we're gonna press Ctrl J on that again. The copy that's above it, turn that off, go back to that layer, and find the images that you want to use for this one. For this one, I'm going a little lazy because I don't know. I don't want to put that much work into it. But what we're going to do is do the same exact thing. We're going to take them all. So let me turn it down. So we're going to take it out. And we're going to be basically doing the same exact thing. We're going to go to it, right click, create clipping mask. And I'm just going to make it so it's sized correctly how I want it. I think that looks good. And move on to the next one. So once you finish with adding the characters to this part, we're going to go back to the copy that you just made, turn it back on, right click on it, blending options, and then we're going to go back to color overlay. For my color this time, I think a white works perfect here, and I'm pretty sure white would work perfect in most cases if we're going for a lightish color. I'm going to actually turn the opacity down to 32% on the white. This basically adds a nice little effect onto the shape, so nice little in between colors to add a nice little sun effect they were going for at the start of the design. It makes it basically more aesthetically pleasing. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to take just another header, another like figure or another like image, and we'll put it to the left side of it. I'm going to do nothing really special with it. We're just going to drag it over there. Next thing we're going to do is I'm going to grab this white, and I'm actually going to make a new layer above it, and it'll just take the brush tool and literally just drag it above it. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to go back to it, and we're going to change the layer to 67 because that's how our white image is. The biggest problem most people have is how to do the text, and fortunately the Food Wars actually has a font that we use. So for example, I would have just done this. I'm just making it just a fan header type of thing. I would have just left it as the logo that's in transparent. However, if you want to make a specific text, I actually found this one. It's called Sedona Script FLF. That's a Shokugeki font. A lot of popular shows has like a font for their actual text, and you could probably find it online somewhere. And so I found the Sedona one, which is literally the Shokugeki font. So what I'm going to type here is just tutorial, and this is what I meant about before about the image actually wanting the image to be more to the right, so you're able to center the text easier. But I'm going to actually move the text more closer to the left because it looks nicer when it's closer to the character and rather just not in an image more. I just believe that looks a lot better. Next thing we're going to do is actually take the logo of like the text and to actually just basically copy it base by base and have our own little font area with our text. So we're going to go to the text we made, click on blending options, go to gradient overlay, and make sure that your opacity is up all the way, blur mode and normal. Then what we're going to do is actually go back down to this little angle terminal thing that's a linear, and we're going to turn it down to make sure the blue or whatever color you have is on top on the left side. Once you find a good spot for it, we're going to double click on that. We're going to click on the top orange, that's the darkest color on top, and that's what we want on that side. Next thing we're going to do is click on the white and click on the bottom yellow, which will actually add the effect we wanted, and that's the gradient that they used in the text. Next thing we're going to do is go to the stroke. So on the stroke, they have a white, so we're going to go all white, make sure it's all white, then go to the size and 3. I'm probably going to enlarge this later, however, make sure it's on the outside and the opacity all the way up. Next what we're going to do is actually click the plus button, and then we're going to go and click on the red and make sure it's the same color. Next what we're going to do is go outside, we're going to make it about like 13, maybe 16. Really, the white didn't look large enough, so I'm actually going to turn up the color, the size of the stroke to 5. I'm actually going to turn up the size of the red one to about 16 this time, I believe. Yeah, 16. You can press OK, and then the text is done there. I'm going to actually make the T move more over to the left, but it doesn't really need to be done. But I'm going to do it anyway. What I'm going to do is actually create a new layer below the main text, and I'm going to use the text Gotham. And Gotham is a nice text you can find on defont.com, where you can find most fonts. And we'll just type in tutorial, whatever you want. For this case, we're going to type in tutorial. Next thing we're going to do is enlarge it pretty large. I'm going to make sure all of it's capitalized, because I believe it looks a lot better when it's all capitalized. So I'm actually capitalize everything. And we're going to make it so it fits the image nicely on all sides. Make sure then we're going to do it and drag the tutorial under the main character. Then what we're going to do is lower the opacity down to about 30, 50. Just test with it. This text, I do it sometimes, but it could be very overbearing, so use it with your consent, not consent. Use it to a certain degree, because sometimes it could get a little in the way and actually ruin the image more than make it pleasing. However, in this case, I feel like it works really nice to add a little effect of getting rid of just from the sun, and adds a little more of a difference between what layers are going on, and it just adds a nice calming aesthetic effect to it. Next thing on this right side over here, we'll usually add my socials here, but I don't have any socials to add, so we're just going to leave it blank for now. But that's where I usually add my socials in a smaller text, probably in Gotham. I use Gotham for almost everything. Even look at my past headers, man, Gotham is the font. Is take a nice soft brush, make a new layer above everything, and we're just going to go around making sure it's a nice brush, and it adds a little nice black around this outside of it, and that makes it so you're more focused in the middle of the header, and it adds a nice little tone to that. Next thing we're going to do is take a reddish color that we have, and we're going to make a new layer over on top of the black, and just add a little nice reddish feel to the image. And I'm actually going to do this almost all around. Make sure you don't go too overboard. Next thing we do is take the yellow in from the main image's hair, and I'm going to add that to it too. Just add a white, and this finishes it up. Make a new layer and just do the same thing you did before, and just add white. Finally, let's add some color corrections to it, or CC, to finish it off. I'm gonna click auto to see what it does. It didn't really do anything for me, but sometimes it does, and you're just done. But if you want to do it, so click reset if you did, and then just play with it. Usually I do this little S thing, but I'm gonna make it so I look nice. Make sure you don't go too overbearing. A nice tip is if you see the person's skin turning white, then you're doing something wrong. I did this little effect there that makes a little curve, and it's a nice little more sharpened image to it, so I liked it. I go with it. Next thing to do is brightness and contrast. Click on again, see what the computer recommends to do, and I find it that I like it a lot like this, and I just think it's good. You can test and see before and after with clicking the little eye in the bottom of it, but I liked it, and I think that's done. And otherwise, that's all you have to do to make this header. It's pretty simple, a little tedious, a little more advanced, I guess you could say, but it is just a nice fun thing to do. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you next month for graphic design tutorials. More videos of other stuff coming out soon. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you subscribe and like down below if you want more of this. Anyway, my name is Evo. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and peace out.